Good. Screwed that up. I'm hearing some talking in the background. The graphics still like that. What is going on this Wednesday morning?
This is what you've always wanted.
It's
Steve McCullum Show.
It's raining out there. A little warm in here on top of it. The air not working. What the heck is happening? Good morning, everybody. Are we on? It's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCullum. You know him as 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys, and he's just wondering how bad the Phoenix Suns are going to disappoint him this year like everybody else is doing. Dale Hillestray, everybody.
It's finally came to a realization of mine. I've said it for a number of years.
You just didn't believe it?
Now I'm believing it. Valley's not going to have nice things. I mean, when you're sitting here going, gosh, if they win 35 games, that'd be such a fun year. And, just be competitive and have fun.
It's not even the wins to me. It's just go out there and be entertaining this year. But, I mean, you have health issues. We're going to be dealing with health issues again all year. And that's where I just get annoyed. It's like, really? The season's just starting. Even the Kings tonight are missing a couple of their good players because they got injured.
Well, those rugged training camps they go through.
It's the problem. Like, what is happening?
That preseason that's so long.
Well, I mean, Jalen Green didn't even play in a preseason game, did he? He might have played in the first one, but I know he was out after that with the hamstring injury. I don't think he played at all. And then you got Mark Williams, who has a history of injuries in his young career coming into the season. Didn't play at all in the preseason. Supposedly going to play tonight. So that's the thing. We're going to deal with, we'll call it the Bradley Beal situation again this year. The question is, how much are we going to have to play with it coming up at this point? That's the question.
Have fun. Play defense. Pass the ball. Let's see if Devin Booker can get back to close to what Devin Booker once was.
Yeah.
And, again, you win 35 games and you're competitive and all that, Valley will be okay with that. We kind of just
we'll
come to
settle for that. Yeah. I will say this about Phoenix Suns fans. It's actually always driven me nuts, Dale. It's even the 7 seconds for less, even those Paul Westphal teams with Charles Barkley. It's like it was always about winning whatever 55, 60 games in a season. And then flaming out in the playoffs. And, yeah, you were disappointed, but everybody was like, oh, yeah, but this team is so good in the regular season. And then you got teams like the Spurs all those years that were like, we don't care about the regular season. We're not even going to start playing until February. We'll ramp up around Christmas. And we're going to play hard in February on. And then they just putting the ring on their fingers every single time. It has made me laugh. And I had Sun season tickets for a bunch of years, and I saw it. It was just like people were just like, oh, the regular season's so much fun. Yay. And then playoffs, they're like, oh, we got beat again. We got out-physicaled again. So it does crack me up a little bit. I understand it. It's a long regular season. I understand it from that perspective. But it has kind of surprised me a little bit. The championship standards have been a little lax here.
When you say flame out in the playoffs,
lose to just mediocre teams like Houston, Chicago Bulls. Milwaukee Bucks.
I don't think I don't think your memory serves
the
you
Spurs.
correctly. The mediocrity, but they'd make it either the finals or the Western Conference finals.
My point is, though, the teams that they would lose to would be the more physical, would be the more not necessarily more talented, but more physical team. That eventually would beat them for the most part in the season. And that would be Houston.
Well, somebody
San
always
Antonio.
beat them.
Yeah, that's all I'm talking about. Is you'd lose to those teams built for championship basketball, and the Suns weren't necessarily built for that. That's all I'm saying.
But from October to May,
at least we all had fun.
We had 6 months of enjoyment.
No, I'm not knocking it at all. I'd rather have that than what the Spurs did. That's why I can't stand Greg Popovich for a lot of reasons, on court and off court. But he's the one that ushered in the we don't play until Christmas. We don't ramp up until February.
Load management.
And he brought that into the NBA, and I hate him for it. I absolutely hate him for it. But it worked for him. They won how many championships with that mold, and stuff like that. So It is interesting to see. We'll do a little bit of talk about the Suns today and set up the season. I think we both put the over. I think it was 33 and a half, I think. I can't remember what the over was at the time I placed my money on it. But I think we both went over.
Yes.
That low 30 number.
Yes.
I see a lot of people saying they'll win 31, 32 from that side. Hey, just look, flirt with 500, and you're going to be in the conversation. And I think it's stupid, but you're going to be in the conversation for a 9-10 seed if you stay around 500.
Yep.
Make it, and then just see what happens. Young team, let's see what happens. If you can qualify for that spot, be worth it. Matt Ishbia is on Twitter running his mouth, Dale. You see that yesterday?
I did not see that. I do not follow Mr. Ishbia.
Either do I. But somebody that does basketball stuff, I'll have to find it here real quick here. But somebody that follows basketball said that they're going to have terrible defense this year, and Matt Ishbia is like, "Oh, I'll take that bet. Put down your money, and we'll see at the end of the season." And I'm just like, really, owner? Because I'm on an owners are annoying rant. One thing I will give Michael Bidwell is he doesn't go to the front of the media. He doesn't run his mouth. And I'm on this owners running their mouth.
He's used to losing. Well, what's he going to? What on earth would he have a chance to run his mouth about?
I mean, Woody Johnson was out there yesterday running his mouth. The Jets owner. Yeah. What does he have to run his mouth on? When have they been successful? I mean, the Rex Ryan years, they made it to the AFC Championship game 3 years in a row.
1968.
And then, of course, they got Mark Sanchez, and now he's out stabbing people and attacking 7-year-olds.
Well, that's gone quiet, hasn't it?
Well, it's because he's been charged. Now you got to kind of let that play out. I want to get an update. I actually was looking at the Indianapolis papers over the weekend going, what's the update on this guy?
Is there a court date?
Is he still is the victim in this case? Is he still around? Like, what's going on with him?
Hospital still?
Yeah, has he been released? We can cover Mark Sanchez leaving the hospital, but not the victim guy that had his face slashed open. So that's kind of interesting from that perspective. But I don't know. Basketball season's upon us, and Dale, I don't know. Did you watch any of the games last night?
I did not watch them. I saw highlights last night.
Double overtime
to start the game, to start the season.
And the Rockets are going to be, I'll just say it right now, and I love the Rockets head coach. The Rockets are going to be the Suns of last year and the year before and the year before. They're going to disappoint everybody. Not that everybody had them going far because of their age, et cetera, in their style. But they're going to be disappointing. Everybody's expecting them to make a big run. I bet you they're going to be like a 6 or 7 seed by the end of this. I just got a bad feeling about that team.
What were they last year? 2 or 3?
I want to say 2 or 3. Yeah, but not a bunch of young kids. They were fast. They have to slow that down this year. Oklahoma City is going to be okay. First game of the year, they got their rings.
Have to play double overtime.
And now it's all downhill from them at that point. Warriors are the oldest team in the NBA, and it's not even close. Their starting lineups are all 37, 36, 37, 39-year-olds out there, the Warriors. So everybody's saying, oh, the West is tough this year. The West is tough this year. Anybody watch that Lakers game last night? Lakers-Warriors game? Oh, my God. It was old man. And LeBron didn't even play. But it was old man and Ayton out there playing last night.
Was he dominating?
No, he was awful. The fan base of the Lakers are already turning against him. The Lakers fan base that don't even show up until halfway through the third quarter, and they leave as the fourth quarter starts, and they're turning against Ayton already. After the game, Ayton's sitting in that chair, in the locker room, because they have to sit in Barca loungers for some reason, like every other sports tee. Like, what'd you sit on in your locker room back in the day with the Cowboys? Yeah, you just had a stool, right? Now they do have, like, more comfortable chairs that fold up. But, like, Ayton's sitting in, like, this giant Barca lounger, and he's like, oh, maybe I messed up on the pick and roll a few times. It's like it's game one, man. If you're a center, the pick and roll should be – you should have done that process so many times in your career by now.
I mean, the Lakers do it different.
They do it.
How did Luka look?
They do it right. Luka,
lean, mean.
Yeah, I mean physically, yeah. But I mean he's got to ramp up. He's got to ramp up a little bit. Can't go too hard. The problem is with LeBron out, Luka's going to have to play a lot of minutes. He's going to have to do a lot of stuff out there. Is Luka going to wear down here in October, November until LeBron comes back and helps him out?
Not as good a shape as he is.
Look, you're going to need time off, Dale. We all know this about NBA players. 5 games in a row is a little tough. I had fun watching some of those games last night. Those couple of those games last night. Now, of course, you put your best out there on night one, but the West isn't going to be as strong as everybody is saying.
Back up here for a second.
Luka was all right, Dale.
By the way,
Yeah,
I'm looking
Dale's
at my
computer's
phone
down,
because
yeah.
my computer's down. 43, 12, and 9.
He's all right. You just said they're going to have to put a lot of minutes on him.
43, 12, and 9.
Yeah, isn't that what we expect, that or better from Luka?
Wow.
Isn't it?
The hate in Steve McCullough.
I mean, does anybody not watch this program? Me and Luka aren't buddy. We started Luka Honuts franchises.
Yeah, you sold those.
Yeah,
though.
well, yeah, 'cause he ain't eating them anymore.
No,
The whole point was we put him outside of stadiums, and Luka shows up to every stadium in the country, and we make bank every time he comes into town because he clears the place out, stuffing his face with those donuts.
You've you lost money. You sold the franchise and dominating. 10.6 rebounds? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you had to watch the game though. Yeah, you see that stat line, but you have to watch the game for Ayton.
Wow.
He, not a rim protector, Ayton. Let's put it that way. Not a rim protector by any stretch. Yeah.
And your 2 boys for Golden State, Jimmy Butler,
Yeah, first game. They're fresh right now.
Draymond Green, 8, 7, 9.
Yeah, they're all 37 and older. They're not making it through a full season.
They're both plus 20
into the playoffs. Yeah, but they played the Lakers. Just saying.
Wow. That's crazy talk.
Luka looked like you expect Luka to be. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, it was Luka. It was Luka.
40 points.
It's Luka. That's what you expect from Luka.
No, 40 points?
Luka. When he's the only offensive guy on the team, absolutely.
Wow.
He looked like Luka. I'm not going to hype up a guy that did what he's supposed to do. It's like Steph Curry. I'm not going to hype up Steph Curry and Draymond Green. They did what they were supposed to do. Yay. Yay, you did what we expect from you. Let's hype you up some more.
There's only been one guy in the history of the NBA who averaged over 40 points a game.
Okay, and it's game 1. LeBron.
That's what I'm saying, but
LeBron's going to come back. And,
yeah, but you're saying, oh, that's what we expect. Yeah. No, you expect 30.
No, Luka. With LeBron out, you expect Luka to run that offense and score a lot.
You're just
Why? Because I'm holding Luka to the standards that he should be held to? With this big contract coming into this year and everything?
What happened to you this morning, Steve?
Nothing. It rained.
Did they screw your...
Look, I'm casual today, Dale. I'm Batman today. I'm
yeah,
Batman.
for this show, and then you got your jacket.
I know. I'm going to have to change into a button down for
Yeah.
the other show. Yeah, I know. I didn't do laundry again last night. I fell asleep before I did laundry last night. So I have 0 polo shirts at the house.
You don't have a house cleaner that comes over?
Yeah, his name is Esteban. No, I am so picky about like my clothes. No, I got to do that myself.
Hey.
They got to come out of the dryer just the right time so they're wrinkle-free, hung up properly, put in the closet in the right spots, or else I kind of lose my mind a little bit. Yeah, got to do it right, Dale. Got to do it right.
Or not do it at all.
Oh, apparently not doing it at all. Well, I was helping my daughter out last night and this morning. She's got a big, I don't know what they call it, a fair, I guess you could say, at school today. And those of you that don't know, my daughter does Forever Roses. They're made out of ribbons and stuff. So they never die, things like that. And homecoming's this weekend, and they allowed her to be part of the fair. So she was making all the individual, roses for people buying school colors and all. She's been working on it for a couple of weeks now. She has a bunch of them there, bouquets, all of that stuff. So I was helping her put that together. I had to get the Venmo all put together for her so that people could pay for them today. And all that stuff. It was a chore, man. I feel like I was working last night. I should pay myself a wage.
You don't
From
get
this
a,
deal.
you don't get a part of the proceeds.
No. I just buy more ribbon, more supplies, stock glue gun, and all that stuff. Yes, I had to do all that last night, and then early this morning doing it.
Okay.
I forgot to put my clothes in the washer, and I wanted to be Batman today. I'm gonna talk like this. I'm Batman. You know what? I didn't want to brag about it, Dale, because I was just doing what I'm supposed to do, just like Luca. I don't expect accolades for just doing what I'm supposed to do. Whereas apparently we need to hype Luca up because Luca did what he's supposed to do. He dominated on the Lakers team that needed him.
43 points. Are you ever gonna get that ear thing fixed?
No, I need to. Actually, today the problem is because I'm not wearing a polo shirt. It's hooked under my shirt differently. I gotta fix that. It's like tugging. It's tugging at me.
Maybe you could get that looked at during an elongated break.
So going into the NBA season after 2 games last night, power rankings week 1, Dale.
Yeah.
What's the national perception of your Phoenix Suns going into this season?
I would imagine if I had to guess, I would say they're low 20s.
Low 20s, that low. Like, what do you mean, like 20, 21, 22,
Yeah.
23? Okay. Well, I can tell you this. Oklahoma City's number 1. Not a shocker there.
Correct.
Denver. I'm interested in Denver this year, and the Suns play them this weekend on a back-to-back. I believe it's the second game back-to-back in Denver
Okay.
coming up this weekend. So tough start for the Suns here. But Oklahoma City's 1. Denver Nuggets 2. 1 had new head coach, new GM. They blew them out last year. Added some players to an aging team with the Joker there. I'm interested in seeing what Denver does this year coming forward. Cleveland Cavaliers, number 3. Spent some money in the offseason as well, so they're up there at number 3. Then you got the Knicks at 4 here in the power poll. And then Minnesota Timberwolves, number 5. Yes, the Timberwolves have reached their Western Conference Finals in the last 2 years.
This the year.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. They're terrible.
Where's Indiana?
Yeah, that's my point. Well, don't forget, they're missing Halliburton this year towards Achilles.
Oh, that's right.
So they're missing their best player. But then they have, this is what's interesting. So I don't know if we could trust where the Suns are as we go down this list. LA Clippers are number 6. The players don't even play.
They got James Harden and Kawhi.
Okay. Yeah. My favorite part in this blurb, it says Kawhi Leonard's healthy to start the season.
Like, when is that, man?
Kawhi Leonard's always been healthy. It's just he just eats a couple weeks off from time to time. Houston Rockets, they have a 7th, as we saw them last night with Kevin Durant on that team. And as we know here, Kevin Durant joins your team, you get ranked pretty high. I'm just telling you guys, I think the Houston Rockets are going to disappoint this year in terms of the regular season standings. I'm not going to say they're going to fail in the playoffs, anything like that. But they're not going to win as many games, I think, as people think they're going to at that point. Number 8, though, is Golden State Warriors, the old men Warriors.
Oh.
I just don't know how they stay. I'm going to use the word healthy, but it might just be legs, right? I don't know how they stay fresh going into the playoffs. They're going to have to manage their minutes completely in the regular season. Because I don't care who you are, 36, 37, 38 years old, 39, which is their starting line. I don't know how you stay fresh in a long season from that perspective. But I'm surprised they have them at that point. Then they have Orlando Magic at 9. Los Angeles Lakers at 10. I mean, they added Luka. That's absolutely a plus. Luka got the Mavericks with Kyrie Irving, right, to the Western Conference Finals a couple times before they traded him from that side. I don't know, 10th? Okay, all right. It means a lot at that perspective.
Well, you got age there, too. I mean, your second best players starting the season
that's
not playing.
I got a conspiracy theory on that. He's starting the season on the bench because he doesn't want to run down his legs early in the season. Yes, you're going to see a lot of LeBron missing games this year. Is my argument to stay fresh for a playoff run at the end of the season, and they'll blame it on injuries. He tweaked this. He twisted this ankle. Because his time's coming. He's retiring in the next couple years, if not this year, then next couple years. So I think it's just his last gasp effort here to keep him fresh in the playoff side coming up here. So Indiana Pacers, since you asked, by the way, 17th with Halliburton out from that side. I'm still scrolling. Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum's out for the year, 19th for them, which kind of surprised me a little bit because Celtics still have a lot of talent on that team. But was Tatum that big of a side as we go forward there? So I don't know. Keep going. Chicago Bulls, 23. Chicago Bulls
Huh.
ranked ahead of your Phoenix Suns at that
Okay.
point. New Orleans Pelicans, 24. Have we hit the Suns yet, Dale?
Doesn't sound like it unless you skipped over them at 19 or 20.
No. 25, Phoenix Suns, by the way. Yeah. I wanted to give you the teams they have ranked in front of the Phoenix Suns.
Who's 24 and who's 26?
Well, 24 is the Pelicans.
Okay.
You know, and as I said, Chicago Bulls, 23. 26 is their opponent tonight, Sacramento Kings, down there at the morgue.
Not the morgue yet, Steve.
Yeah, it is. It's called the. Oh, yeah. We have to wait and see how bad they play first
Yeah.
before we name it the morgue.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's Sacramento Kings 26. Here's my favorite part. Last week, according to this NBA.com power poll, the Sacramento Kings were ranked 21st. No game preseason, and you move them down 5 points. They moved them down, by the way, because of the injuries to Sabonis and everybody out tonight for the Kings. But yeah, so the Kings are 26. Charlotte Hornets are 27th. Not a lot of faith in the Phoenix Suns to go on a run this year, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Nationally.
But maybe going into the season for them without any expectations might be the best thing.
That's the thing, right? Well, because you can, if you play decent or better than decent, people are going to be like, oh, well,
Yes.
got to pay attention to this Suns team.
Yes.
As opposed to these last couple years where, was it last year where they started really good? They're like 8-1
Yeah,
or whatever.
they were like 8-2 or something like that. And we're like, oh, that overbet. Let's go ahead and use that money and spend it on something else.
It's like, what? So the Suns defense, I think, is going to be better than decent this year because they're young, right? Dunn, Dylan Brooks. They're going to play some defense this year.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to obviously keep them
I
into,
just hope
into some
the
games.
one name I keep on hearing, the big difference maker, Dylan Brooks.
Well, it's just his attitude. The Suns will have an attitude this year, which hopefully, like when Chris Paul was there, Chris Paul played with an attitude.
Yeah, but
And Booker responded to that and kind of had one himself. So I'm hoping that parlays off on Booker as well.
because Grayson Allen was supposed to do that too. And for half a season, he was kind of whatever.
Last year he buffed up and got
And
injured.
then we had an off season here in Phoenix, and he comes in tanned and buffed and spent a long time by the pool.
I was like, David Boston? Is that you?
Is there a nipple ring in that jersey?
It's interesting. So these are the stats that I pulled up while doing my season preview here of the Suns around the NBA. Last year, Suns were outscored by 8.2 points in the paint. By the way, that was the league worst, and it was a large margin difference. They got dominated in the paint last year. That's not happening with Dylan Brooks, Williams, the centers that they have on this team. Malowich, we don't know what he's going to do as a rookie, but that's not going to happen this year. You're not going to get exposed in the paint, at least to that level.
Right.
As the season goes on, you have length down there now, which is going to change some guys' shots and things of that effect. So that's a big positive you'll be looking for tonight. Make people shoot from the outside. Now, in this NBA, teams are designed to shoot from the outside. But at least they shouldn't be exposed in the paint this year like they were last year, which means also more physicality.
Well, I would absolutely love to see it. Again, we're already talking about some of these young guys being injured, dinged up.
Well, the
Start
guys
the
that they
season.
traded for.
Yeah.
That's what's most disappointing. You traded for guys that are already injured? What? Well, Williams has always been injured. That's his problem.
Right.
In his, what is he, 4 years in the league, I think?
Yeah, because I think he's up for free agents.
Yeah, he's playing a quarter of games that he's been elected to. So he's been injured from that side. So that's the kind of the questions you got to go. Because if he stays injured, that means Malowich is going to have to figure out how to play in this league quickly. And I think he'll catch on. But, when you go up against big center, like there's a big test coming up against Denver with the Joker coming up, you might do all right. against some of these lesser centers out there, but you get up against these big centers and the dominant centers, you're just going to be in a lot of trouble to deal with those guys. So if you don't know, Suns, Colin Gillespie's still on this team, but tonight I did see with Green out, I did see Booker at the 1 and Grayson Allen starting at the shooting guard, number 2 tonight. So Grayson Allen's going to get the start tonight, is what I had saw earlier today.
Okay.
But they added Dylan Brooks, obviously, in that trade. Jalen Green as well, and then Mark Williams, a trade from the Hornets. The other two were the Rockets. They're out there. They did sign Jordan Goodwin. Nigel Hayes-Davis is a free agent coming into this team here. They drafted Malowich, and then Rasheer Fleming. I'd get him some minutes early in this season. Get his legs underneath him and get him going. I think Rasheer Fleming could be a surprise guy this year as the season goes on, but I think you got to get him started early. I think he's got a lot of talent. So we'll have to see.
It's so hard in baseball, basketball, even hockey for me to get too excited about opening night.
I don't disagree.
When you got 82 games
tonight does not matter.
And I watch it because I just want to see what the composition looks like. My biggest thing is I want to see them having fun playing together.
Yes.
Not look like they've all got dirty britches. And
let me ask you this:
don't want to be out there
all game, or are you going to specifically be looking at the fourth quarter?
I'm going to look at the whole game. I just want to see if they get along.
I'm most interested in the fourth quarter because you can get along for 3 quarters. Then that fourth quarter, people start fighting for balls. People don't chase stuff right, and you see attitudes change. And that happens in the end of the third, beginning of fourth quarter. That's the time frame I'll be paying attention to coming into this game. But I don't disagree with you there because if there's a chemistry problem with this team, you're going to have to point it at Booker at this point.
Well, and I want to see this coach, Mel Ott.
Nobody knows anything about Ott.
No.
Even the preseason, we didn't learn anything about him.
Nope.
Now, 2 of their preseason games were in China. And people, unless you woke up at 4 in the morning or watched a replay, you weren't watching it.
Right.
But nobody knows anything about it. I will tell you this. Who was the guy last year before Coach Bud? Vogel. Like, they were basketball minds. They were defensive basketball minds, him and Bud. Defensive minds. Ott just seems to me like he's more like the Miami Heat type of a coach, where he just eats, breathes, and sleeps basketball. That's all he thinks about.
Well, I'd love to see it.
And I think that's what I'm excited about. Even when he talks, you're just like, all right, settle down, nerd. Talk to us like we're a layman out here.
No, I mean, I would love to see it. And most importantly, I want to see the players want to play for him.
That's the thing. Not just be like another coach. Oh well.
I'm not going to be too up or down on the result. It's just going to be, does it look good to the naked eye?
The other thing that makes me kind of excited about it, you saw it a little bit in preseason. Now, like I said, preseason, we don't know the rotations. We're going to see more of that tonight. It's going to take probably a week or 2 to get some rotations settled. We might see a bunch of variations on this. But Jordan Ott comes from the Cleveland Cavaliers to come here. Cleveland Cavaliers offense has been fantastic the last couple of years. He brings some of those elements in with these young guys. This is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm expecting this team to fight for a 9th, 10th seed for the playoffs at a minimum. And I'm expecting them to just be high-flying and bring back the fun days of basketball. To where even if they're losing, like they're going into a game against Denver in Denver coming up this weekend. And you're probably going, they're going to lose this game. But how are they going to play in this game?
Right.
Are they going to make it fun to watch the game? Because the last couple of years, you're like, remember at the end of last season? And you're like, they're playing Oklahoma City tonight. I'm not even going to watch it. They're going to get blown out. And they're going to lose by 50. Some young teams coming in. I want to see where, even if that does happen, I want to see where they're at least fighting hard and trying stuff to fix stuff. And I think Jordan Knott's going to bring that edge to him. And that's what I'm excited to see.
Well, and again, I think the thing that turned so many people off last year was you could literally tell that it was painstaking for the Suns to go out on the court and play basketball.
You could predict the games before they even tipped off.
And you watch their body language. They didn't want to be there. They didn't like each other. They didn't like the coach. They didn't like the cokes in the locker
The
room.
coach didn't even want to be there.
No, I mean he wanted to be in Coronado Island.
Like, I can't wait to see Dale in Coronado in June. Can't wait for that day. That day to
Wow.
come.
Wow.
How was
wow.
dinner with him, by the way? You never said.
He blamed it all on Booker.
Did he buy it or did he make you buy it? That's my question.
Oh no, he bought. Use some of that $45 million buyout.
I know. He's like, I'm looking at this penthouse over here on the island. That's a $60 million penthouse. He's like, and?
Have it paid off in 2 years.
And your point? So season gets underway tonight, and I don't think the West is as tough as people are saying it is kind of my point.
In that power poll, who's the top ranked
Oklahoma
West
City.
Coast team? Oklahoma City.
Yeah. I mean, Oklahoma City is going to be tough. I'm not saying they're going to go win another championship, but they're the odds-on favorite with that team that they have there, the talent that they have. They're returning. They've learned all that stuff, things like that. Denver's going to be good. Denver's got some question marks because they blew out the head coach and the GM. How's Joker going to play with them? They did get younger. Finally got some talent on that team to help out the Joker overall. So there's somebody to watch from that perspective. Then the Minnesota Timberwolves are the next ranked team there in the West. Mm-hmm. And Timberwolves are going to be good. I mean, I give Minnesota a lot of hard time. Obviously, new ownership this year. I give Minnesota a hard time. They're going to be good. Are they going to be championship material? Because they haven't been the last couple years. They've been just underneath that. Are they going to make that jump this year? I'm not too sure about it. But we'll have to see, obviously. And then, like I said, then after those three teams in the West, you got the Clippers. You don't know what the Clippers should win a championship every year with the talent they have on that team. And they just don't.
Or being content.
They don't even come close to winning one because their players have to sit out for weeks at a time and stuff to that effect. So then it's the Clippers. Then it's the Rockets. Like I said, tell me, watching that game last night, do the Rockets scare you to where you're like, that's a championship? I mean, they're a team that should compete for one.
Right.
But are you going, oh, that team's unbeatable? No, I'm not. Coming into that side, right? Golden State Warriors, I don't know what they're going to be like come the playoff time. Every other year, they're fighting for a 6 or 7, 8 seed. But how's that going to change this year with the full year of Jimmy Butler? At that point, from that perspective, then the Lakers don't scare you. Luka is going to do what he does. And with LeBron on that team, they could make a run, but that's not like you're not sitting there going, oh, this team's unbeatable.
Well, I mean, but when the Lakers come to Phoenix, dominating's going to want to show Suns fans what they're missing.
Dallas Mavericks, they'll be fairly good, D'Angelo Russell's there and everything. Kyrie Irving's out for a long time.
I was going to say, is there like a targeted date for his return?
When did he pull that? Wasn't it in?
Tore it, yeah.
Wasn't it December? January? So it's at least then. Or was it the second half? But it's not. He's going to miss most of the beginning part of the season. I'd be shocked if we don't see him until January, February. I haven't seen anything specific, but plan on a year or so after he actually tore it at that point. In terms of the West, right? Spurs, young team, Wembyamba there. But then it's going to be interesting. They lost Chris Paul. Chris Paul had a lot of veteran presence with that team. Does that change this year with the Spurs? But Spurs aren't making you worry. Memphis Grizzlies aren't making you like freak out from that side. So the West is not the dominant side other than I'd say the Nuggets and the thing. So the Suns can maybe do some surprising this year. Everybody's just penciling them in for mid-30s wins. This team puts it together, plays hard defense, especially in this NBA where teams don't play hard all season long. Suns are going to go up against some of these teams, and those teams are going to go, oh, we're playing the Suns. Let's rest our guys tonight. And you go and you win those games. You could get to 40 wins this year, Dale.
See, look, you've talked for 35
You go 45
minutes.
wins.
You've talked for 35 minutes.
50?
All of a sudden you're
50 wins?
Yeah. But hey, Western Conference semifinals.
50 wins?
Kyrie Irving towards ACL last March.
I was going to say Achilles.
And they expected to be back in January.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say it has to be close to that time frame when he tore it. I forgot it was an ACL. I thought it was Achilles.
Yeah.
So January. Yeah. So that sets them up, get him into shape and go. My point is last couple of years, everybody's been like, the West is the toughest of all of them. I don't think that's the case this year. And I know I'm being a little bit facetious with the 50 wins, but this Suns team wins some games you're not supposed to, and they get some breaks there. Because look, as a young team, there should be no game where this young team goes, "Oh, we should take it easy tonight."
No.
They should go out and play their game every night, and you're going to win some surprise games, which could bump you up. I'm not joking. You can get close to 500 if you win some of those games, unexpected games against the teams that you shouldn't win because they either take the night off and you're still playing hard type of a thing.
Yeah. I want the playing hard. I want the having fun. I want it, and those kind of things. To me, they're a little bit like the Arizona Cardinals of last year, where they don't have the talent to win big, but you want them to compete and play hard every night.
Yeah, and they did, and they got to what, 8 wins?
Yeah,
so some surprising wins to get to that point, and that is a potential for the Suns, and that's what I mean by it'll be fun to watch these guys throughout the season. Because expectations are 30 wins. All right, they get to 35, 38, with that, you're going to be like, holy cow, look at this team go, right, coming forward from that. So we didn't talk about it here. We kind of hinted at it a couple of times, but Kevin Durant, he signed that new deal there, 2-year, $90 million contract extension with the Rockets. He left about $30 million on the table to sign with the Rockets as well. So about $30 million he left on the table to re-sign with the Rockets for an extra 2 years. The interesting thing about this, if I said who's the all-time leader in contract money, not endorsements, not contract NBA money, who's the all-time leader, who would you say it is for his career?
I wouldn't. I would think Bradley Beal might be up there toward the top.
LeBron James, maybe?
Yeah.
LeBron James.
Well, he's just been – it's been because he's been playing for 25
Well, that's
years.
what I mean. And every year he's signing those max extensions and stuff. Kevin Durant took a $30 million less than he could have gotten, And so basically he did it so the Rockets can fill that roster out and have some flexibility with the aprons, etc.
Did he do that with the Suns?
Nope, not at all.
Huh.
Not at all.
Huh. Kind of interesting.
And, so it's give him some flexibility. Even with $30 million less, KD is now the most paid. He's had the most earnings as an NBA player on the court earnings. He surpassed LeBron James with this signing.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what's this? Year 18 for him?
Yeah, but that surprises me. So, LeBron has made $583.9 million. Keep in mind, LeBron has never given up money, even in Miami. The other guys gave up money, not LeBron. LeBron gave up a little bit, but the other guys gave up more, meaning Wade and Bosh gave up a little bit more to get LeBron to go there. LeBron's at $583.9 million. Well, KD just went to $598.2 million to play basketball. Good for them. Good for them. Good business if you can do it.
Have fun in Houston.
That's the problem. He's got to live in Houston now.
Like we hardly even knew you, Kevin.
Did you get angry last night watching that game? Kevin Durant. Did you see he called timeout when he didn't have a timeout and the refs didn't grant it?
I did see that.
Mental oops.
I did see that Chris Webber sequel.
Mental oops. I had it on at that point, but I was helping Ireland with some stuff, so I didn't see it, but I heard him talking about it. And then I went back and saw the replays, and I was like, how do you do that?
Yes.
How do you do that?
Your head's not in the game. You're wondering what strip club you're going to in Houston after.
Houston's got a lot of distractions,
yes,
don't they, Dale?
do.
Dale, tell us about that.
I've been told by many a player.
Tell us all about that one. Just read about James Harden, and that'll be enough. James Harden used to, if they had to fly across the country, James Harden would have a layover in Houston because there was a club there that had the best wings in town, the best wings in the country. So he would have a layover there so he could go get wings and do his thing, and then he would get on another private plane and fly to the next city to meet the team.
Well, it was always interesting because then he got to have such a reputation that there was some dude who ranked his scoring average by
Yeah. What
but-
city they're in?
By what city, depending on the level of the strip club.
I didn't see that. Are you serious?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Ones where he performed the best. The ones where he performed
So
the
Atlanta and
worst.
Houston, yeah, it had to be right there.
Yeah.
I'll just never forget reading that story where James Harden has to have a refueling session
Yep.
in Houston, flying across the country.
Love the chicken wings.
You ever need to do something so much that Dale that you've landed your private plane in the city just for that?
I have not, but I do have one quick fun. You'll get a kick out of this funny story. So back when I was with the Cowboys, Jerry had a private jet, but it was a smaller one, not like the one. I mean, the
Not-
one
not
he
the
has
one
today.
today.
You and I can stand and walk through, and
Yeah, it's like a
whatever.
commercial jet, but for
but
seven
it was
people.
so it was a smaller, probably seated 10 people.
Okay.
But the toilet was the front.
Oh.
If you're looking towards the back of the plane, the front right seat.
Okay.
Okay, and it
So
had
toward
a
the
little
cockpit.
thing, and had a little thing right behind the cockpit. You can pull the little screen around
It's just
for
a screen.
privacy. Not a screen.
was it
it
what-
was a divider.
Oh yeah, but that's what I mean. Just a
Yeah,
divider.
yeah.
But was it one of those where you have to like pull up the seat cushion because you use it as a regular
oh
seat
yeah.
too? And
Oh yeah. And legend has it that they were Mr. and Mrs. Jones were flying back from like New York, and Mrs. Jones had to use the facilities, and she made Jerry land the plane at a smaller
Do
airport
you know how expensive that is?
so she can use the facilities.
You have to pay landing fees, takeoff fees.
Hey.
Use of the facilities fees. Like that's not cheap. And then the gas you use to land and take off.
When the wife says I need something, Steve, maybe start treating April like that.
April. What?
Autumn. Well, you told me April and May.
Somehow I'm going to get in trouble for that. You just did that, right?
I don't know why.
NBA kicks off tonight for your Suns, and at least the positive I got out of this is that we're going into a season finally where, quite frankly, we don't have to worry about it being a disappointing season. We know what's coming. We know it's going to be a building year, and I'm kind of excited about that, to be honest with you, because I'm tired of going into a season going, oh, they're going to do it. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to go. They're going to do it. They're going to be contenders. Womp, womp. So I'm kind of excited from that perspective, to be honest with you.
By the way, I was listening to another sports show here in the Valley, and
Well, there's only one other one.
they've coined my phrase too. That they went over the.
I'd like to thank them for listening to the show again. They're using the word calm for the Cardinals offense, too, right now.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. Tim Rink, would you knock that off, please?
What I heard was the fact that the Suns last year were so excited about the season finals, and then the Diamondbacks, and now the Cardinals, and us Valleyites just can't have
Yeah.
nice things.
Yeah, I heard that this morning. I thought Vinny was back. He had hip surgery, and I thought he was back
Come
today.
on,
so
Vinny, quit milking that
I guess he's
thing.
back tomorrow because I wanted to hear about that. So I tuned into that coming in a little bit and everything. But I generally don't listen to those guys coming in too often, mainly because I don't want to be corrupted with bad takes before I get here. I have a hard enough time keeping my own takes not bad. To have it
And you
corrupted
don't do a
with
real
worse
good
ones.
job of that sometimes.
Come on back, folks. Main event. We keep it rolling here on this Wednesday. Coach Sheehan, by the way, coming up at 9 o'clock.
Oh, he is?
Supposedly. No check. What's your
confidence level in Aaron to turn it around?
Get longer commercial breaks so we can do something, Steve.
I know this week I actually forgot to. I was going to add a couple things. I had a couple things I wanted to add, and then I completely forgot to do it. Ain't gonna lie to you, I forgot.
Do one of those 30-second promo spots that if you want to sponsor the show,
The charity. Well, that we're making one of those actually. That one's not quite ready.
when that could be ready when Kyrie Irving comes
I
back.
don't know. Whenever our new desk shows up, I got an email saying, "Oh, we've delayed that."
Is that on a slow boat from China?
Florida. They're making it in Florida,
Okay.
and then they're shipping it out. They said 2 to 3 weeks. We're on week 3.5 right now. But last week they did say it was delayed. But I have a feeling it does have a little bit because obviously it's wood, laminate, stuff to that effect. I have a feeling it has to do with supplies, to be honest with you. If you know anything about the world right now, I have a feeling that has a lot to do with it coming up. So I haven't followed up with them yet for an update. They just said that. And they said, call us and we'll give you an update. And I haven't called them yet. But mainly because Florida's 3 hours ahead, man. I think about it at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon when I'm done with everything. That's 6 o'clock there. And I'm like, I can't call them now. But yes, Coach Sheehan's coming up here at just 9 o'clock. Talk a little two-way. They found out who their cross-sectional game is this week as well.
Well, they're playing ALA.
That's why we got to be careful. Not American Leadership Academy.
No.
Arizona Lutheran Academy over there. The Avenues. I think we figured out 27th Avenue and Southern.
Something like that. But it beats going all the way to Parker.
That was the other option.
Yeah.
Which means Camp Verde has to go to Parker this weekend because there's a 2-2 going at each other from that side. Oh, God, that's got to be even. I guess you would cut up to Kingman at that point because there's no straight way over to Parker.
That or you're going to Blythe and up.
You go down to Blythe and then back up. Yeah, that is true. There's no easy way to get there. Is the point. So they stay in town. We'll talk about that. Two-way rankings did come out this week as well. Really quick, Kobe, could you throw up those 2A rankings here? We'll just get everybody familiar with that and set the stage for Coach Sheehan coming up for a bird's eye view. And he just texted me something disturbing. We'll have to talk about that when he comes on. This does kind of surprise me a little bit. Now, Scottsdale Christian, number 1. That doesn't surprise you. They've had a heck of a season, undefeated coming into it. Veritas, though, and Scottsdale Christian just beat the number 5 team at the time, Camp Verde. Camp Verde moves down to number 6 here in this ranking. Veritas just beat Phoenix Christian over the weekend. I was kind of thinking that Veritas might bump back up into that 1 spot based off of, 3 is better than 5, obviously. And that didn't happen. I'm actually surprised by that.
I think, Scottsdale Christian beat Phoenix Christian last week.
Yes.
So they both beat Phoenix Christian.
Yes. Yeah, but that's my point, though. Veritas played a harder game last week than Scottsdale Christian Academy did. So I would have thought I was thinking Veritas might bump to number 1 and SCA number 2 just based off of last week's opponent. Because other than that, the schedule's been fairly close after that. But give Phoenix Christian some due here. They're 7-2. If you look at the schedules on the right there, they're 7-2 now, and they've lost to Veritas and Scottsdale Christian Academy.
Yep.
And they're still holding that 3 seed there.
Remember that.
Now, there's a big drop. There's a big drop there. It goes from 19 to 14.
That you got to remember they are a lot like we were last year. The fact that we lost to the number 1, 2, 3 team in 2A.
What was it Santan, Pima, and I'm forgetting the other team.
Santan
opened this
and
season.
then Tonopah.
Tonopah, yes. Tonopah last year.
And then we lost to Valley Christian, who was the level above us.
Yeah, 3A.
But you look at the schedule, and then you look at the PowerPoints. I mean, Scottsdale Christian, Veritas Prep, they're separated by 0.9 points.
Yes, very close.
Yes.
But, I mean, look at that. But that's the thing. Scottsdale Christian and Veritas are both 19 there in their ratings.
Right.
Then Phoenix Christian, St. John's, 14 in the ratings. Wilcox is at a 12 number there. Then you got Camp Verde, Santan Charter, and Arizona Lutheran, the 8th seed here this weekend for SEA. All not separated very far. They're at the 11 seed as well. So it kind of goes to your point where it's always been like, even in the 6, like people think the 6A is this ultra competitive league and anybody can beat anybody, and that's not really the case. And we're kind of seeing that now because that was my question going into that game last week against Camp Verde. It's not a knock on Camp Verde. Camp Verde has some talent. They have some big dudes on that team, and they were ranked 5. And I kind of wondered, will a 5-ranked team be able to compete with the Veritases, the Scottsdale Christian? And the answer last week at least was no. And you're kind of seeing that in the ratings right now as well, that there's a drop-off, not just from 1 and 2 down, but also 3, 4. There's a big drop-off down to 5, 6. 5, and then 6, 7, 8. Then there's a big drop off down there to 9 at Chandler Prep. You see there, it goes down to 8 as a ranking at that side. So there's definitely layers to the 2A side here in terms of the competition. So every team's got somebody that will compete with them, 2 or 3 teams to compete with them. But then there's a lot of drop off after that. And that goes at the whole top 10, the whole rankings, to be honest with you. I just gave you the top 10 there. But that goes for the whole top 10. So if you manage to play one of the teams, that's with you, it's going to be a very competitive game.
Well, the thing is, you're in the Valley. We're in the Valley. You don't know what St. John's has. You don't know what Wilcox has.
Yeah.
And Pima. Can a quarterback make that much difference?
Well, he did early in the season. I don't
know.
I don't know if that they're 5 and 4. I don't know how they're playing since. I have not. Obviously
but
seen
if they
since,
finish 6 and 4, that's what we finished last year.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean.
And so
it's possible.
you just wonder also the fact that that's what we did to them. The fact that at SCA we lost to them the last 2 years in the regular season, and then beat them in the state championship game.
Yeah.
Is fate going to turn things around? I doubt it, but you just wonder.
Well, I mean, like Parker's a good example of this, and don't mean to mock Parker here, but facts are what they are. Parker was in to win that division there against Arizona Lutheran Academy. Winner of that game was going to win that region and play SCA this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Parker, now they're 6 and 2, and I looked at last year's numbers as well, but they're ranked 15th. They're not even in the playoffs. They weren't in the playoffs last week either, and their rating is 4.475.
Well, remember, I think they're taking 24 teams.
That's right, because of the bye week. I forgot about that. So you're correct. Sorry everybody. But still, they're ranked 15th, and they could have won that region.
Yeah.
Last week, and their rating is a 4.
So would you
which tells you their competition on that regional side.
Yeah.
And when you get up there, I tell this story all the time. So like my niece plays softball, and she plays softball down there in Casa Grande, and her club team just dominates down there. Dominates. They go up to Northern Arizona. They dominate up there as well. They're just that good. They play a tournament in the Valley here, and they get killed.
Mm-hmm.
They're really good, with those smaller areas, with the talent in those areas, and less to choose from, right? And then they come into the Valley here and play the teams from the Valley, or the Valiant teams play for them up there, and it's not a contest. And you kind of wonder that about these regional schools, these schools outside of Phoenix at least.
Right. Well, it seems like at least over the last 6-7 years when SCA has become relevant again, obviously you run into a team where you kind of know that they're always going to be good. They're going to be tough.
Yeah.
But like Morenci for a couple of years was at the top of the list.
Big minded boys.
Yeah, and then they kind of disappeared a little
when
bit.
they went to 3A, they hit a wall.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. They got bumped up, and they just couldn't compete.
And, again, SCA better enjoy this run because you do have this year and next year because they go 2-year blocks unless 2A just kicks them out to the 3A.
The good news is, Morenci came back down. I think
they're back down.
I know, but they appealed it, right, to come back down, or they requested to come down and they granted it.
No, they put them up for that 2-year block,
and then they got destroyed up there, so they brought them down. And that's the problem. Morenci's not recruiting a bunch of kids to come there to get better. It's just what comes through.
Well, no 2A, 3A schools are recruiting kids.
Santan Charter. I mean, I'm not sorry. I'm not going to get. I'm going to get yelled at now. I apologize.
Was Steve.
Yeah, I know.
We'll call him SMAC.
I'm going to take some heat now. We have to cut that out of the show. But in all seriousness, the charter schools, not just Santan Charter, those charter schools can get kids to go there for their academics and stuff to that stuff. Kind of like the ALA Queen Creek and those schools. They can get people to go there that generally can't go there before. from that side. So that happens.
I know nothing.
It wasn't a knock on you. I swear. Don't be sad.
I know nothing.
Dale Hellestrade, hit me up. Hit me up at Helly7070, folks, on the deal. On that deal. I just looked it up. Parker played Needles, California, lost to them. They beat Fountain Hills 52-14. Wickenburg they beat 52-6. Scottsdale Prep they beat 43-14. Desert Star, wherever that is, Desert Star Academy there 42-6 winners. NFL Yet.
Yeah.
That's something else there. That they beat them 47-0 as well. Then they played Valley, Sanders Pirates, Williams High School. They're 66-0, and then they lost to Arizona Luke 19-12 coming up just last weekend there. Now, of course, then they got Camp Verde this weekend over there at Parker High School coming up this weekend. That'll be a good game, Parker and Camp Verde.
Yeah.
I think coming up. I was just impressed with Camp Verde's big boys on that offensive line.
Yeah.
Woo. They feed them some real food up there, Dale. And Camp Verde.
Good eating up there, huh?
I don't know where. Every time I go, Sedona's all foo-foo meals. And
Not Sedona.
it's all foo-foo
Camp
meals and
Verde's
everything.
is not Sedona, Steve.
What's it eating Camp Verde? I don't even know. I'm not even being sarcastic right now. Everybody goes. I go to Jerome. I eat at the Haunted Hamburger when I go up in that area.
I heard somebody mention that. Is that good?
You should check that out. It's really good. Their Bloody Marys are to die for.
You don't drink.
I'll have their Bloody Mary. It's a whole meal on top of it. Giant hard-boiled egg, strips of bacon.
What?
Oh, it's amazing. I got pictures of it. I always post them. I'll have to show you a picture of their Bloody Mary. Their burgers are really good. You just got to time it right because there can be a giant wait.
Yeah.
And you ain't, don't take this the wrong way, but you ain't walking up and down Jerome because I struggle walking up and down Jerome.
Yeah. Oh, I would not take that.
And if I struggle, you're going to struggle. There are a lot of stairs and a lot of ups and downs and hills and stuff. Yeah.
Well, Camp Verde's on the east side of I-70.
It is. Yeah. You take a right. You exit there and you go right.
Yeah.
Instead, I know I give Camp Verde out. The only thing I know that's in Camp Verde when I was a kid, we always used to go up there in soccer tournaments and win up there. But then also they have at least they used to have a big Civil War enactment that they would do.
Oh, really?
That's what I know about Camp Verde.
Huh. I know there's some pretty land around.
They got that. They got that. Oh no, it's beautiful, especially when the weather turns. You can get snow. Every once in a while they get snow in that area. But then that train ride there that goes through the Verde, the Verde Mountains or whatever that's called there. That's a fun train ride as well. So there you go. Doing some Camp Verde. I'll expect my check in the mail, Camp Verde, coming up here. Hey, when we come back, Coach Sheehan joins us, and he texted me and said he's fresh out of the shower, folks.
You guys got a relationship I don't know about.
He sent a picture to you, he said. Come on back, folks. Coach Sheehan comes up next. And we're back here, main events. Second hour and on Wednesdays. Well, We get a little visit here for a weekly coaches segment here. And folks, I'm not kidding you. He texted me and said, fresh out of the shower, picture me now. Hey, at least he gets cleaned up for this. Wonder how much makeup he puts on. Let's get into it with the bird's eye view. And there he is. Look at that. You clean up nice, Mike. Uh-oh. Turn your sound on or something. Are we?
I'm on.
Oh, there you
I'm
are,
good.
right there. Yeah, there you are.
Oh, I just got my throw-up bucket behind the desk here when you told Steve to think about you coming out of the shower.
I don't remember what we were talking about. We were talking about something, and then I'm sure on camera you could just see me go. And I started laughing.
Hey, you know what? It's for everybody else, not you guys. You know what I mean?
Doing good, man. I can't complain at all. First of all, let's get into the serious stuff here. Your Bears. Let's get this out of the way.
Yes.
Your Bear. You
Good.
shaved your mustache today.
Yeah.
Bears are
I
on a
know,
roll.
I
What
know.
is happening?
It is gone.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was feeling it. It's playoff time, a little bit more serious. I felt like the mustache was too much point of conversation. It's time to get to football. You know what I mean? More smelling salts, less mustache.
You're
That's
like the
where I'm at right
Baltimore
now.
Ravens. You took out the instead of taking out the ping pong tables in the facilities and all the amenities like the Ravens did yesterday. You're just like, I'm shaving the mustache and we're gonna get
Yeah,
serious.
it's serious time now. Like it's time to go, right? Like you kind of get through the regular season. It's time to go. I got to get the mustache was fun for a while. The wife loved it, but now it's time to roll other ways. It's playoff time.
So tell me this: it's kind of curious as coaches. You always there's stuff that goes on behind the scenes, but obviously you did know Friday night when you were done who you're going to play. You could drive, 4 hours to Parker, or is it longer than that? I don't know, 4.5.
Yeah, it's about 4 hours because you got to go 10 and up, and it's a long ways. 3.5, 4 hours.
Or 45
Yeah.
minutes to ALA. But yeah,
Yes.
at least according to the rankings, ALA's ranked higher than Parker is and was.
Yes.
Uh,
Both good teams. That's how we were watching that, and I'm like, well, I wasn't watching. I don't really scoreboard watch until we had the running clock in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? That's when I started to look. That's
Okay.
about it.
So is it worth 3.5 hours less time on the bus to go play a better team, or would you rather drive 3.5 hours longer and play a team that maybe not be as good?
I mean, it's like a give or take, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you want to play? Do you want to go further? And, like, I don't think Parker's actually a really good football team too. No, I didn't want to drive that far. Did I necessarily want to play LA in this double wing and like we played in the semifinals a couple of years ago? I don't want to say yes to that either. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's like you just play who you get, but I'm not going to say who I was cheering for, who to play, and how far I was trying to drive. It's playoff time. It's she ain't shut up
I
time.
like it.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
you
So-
guys, I mean, you could probably get one of the SCA parents to maybe get you a little small plane
Yeah.
to fly to Parker for crying out
Play it,
loud.
stop it, dude. And then we'll just be a documentary. I don't
Yeah.
trust those little
Yeah.
players. So you know what I mean? We don't need that.
Dale thinks the whole team will fit on a small plane. That's what Dale's thinking right
Oh,
now.
I flown on those planes. When we were at SMU, we played in Fayetteville one time, and they didn't have a plane landing area big enough for a jet, so we had to get three
A
prop
runway, you
planes,
mean? A runway.
and they literally
A
had a
runway?
scale out on the runway, 300 pounds. You're on that one, 300 pounds.
Stop it. Are you
Seriously.
serious?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not writing
Yeah.
that thing. I'm greyhounding it.
Yeah.
There's no way. Because what if someone lies, right? Like
Well,
every
that's
guy
why they had
lies.
the scale
you have
out
to
there.
stand on it.
That's
yeah.
why they had the
Oh,
scale
yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, hey.
even back then it worked. Like a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
cattle
Well,
scale?
yeah,
Or
but
what
back
was
in
it?
the it was anxious. There were rocks on either side of it, but
Yes.
that's kind of it's kind of like Brooke. We're going, everybody's going zip line. She goes, the weight limit is 250 pounds. You're close enough. I said, I'm close enough standing on the ground, not 100 feet in the air.
Yeah, no, that's we don't need to be close.
No.
I know there's a buffer, but let's just keep it below that.
No.
Oh, that's funny.
Before
Well, go ahead.
before we look forward to this week, let's go back to last week. Obviously, another convincing win. Give us a couple highlights from your perspective after we're getting to watch the film and seeing the game live?
I think our defense kind of showed up a little bit. They came to play a little bit. I think they had maybe 120 yards of offense total, 40 yards rushing, or I can't remember what the numbers were, but I think our boys came and playing PC was definitely a wake-up call. That was a great game for us. It kind of woke us up. That win felt like a loss, which it's such a good thing that happened against PC. So I think it kind of woke us up. Our tackling was a little bit better, a little bit more physical. We started off slow again, which is super frustrating, which I'm sure you'll bring up, right? But it's we started out slow again with a fumble, went and gave a quick touchdown to Camp Verde, made them feel like they were in the game for a little bit, and then we took off after that. That's what happened.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
it's-
just
I
for
think
facts
we
here,
came to play.
69 yards they had in passing and 72 yards they had in running, in that game, which kind of brings it, you had the slow start again, second game in a row against a quality, quality opponent, obviously, coming into this game. And I think, correct, I at least thought maybe the question mark would be the end of the games, as your starters playing full games now, 2 games in a row, when that wasn't happening earlier in the season. But the opposite. It's kind of shocking that the beginning of the games have been slow for you guys. What's that been like going into this game this week? Because you start slow against, Lutheran Academy. They're going to be right on top of you there with that wing T they play and have some touchdowns there. So what's the focus on that this week to get that fixed?
Starting fast, right? It's because what can happen is say we start slow. ALA is one of those offenses where they can grind. Like we played in the semifinals a couple years ago. They can take 9, 10, 11, a full quarter off the clock if you let them. They really will. So we do have to start fast. And that's obviously like they're going to want to ball control and make sure they limit their turnovers, all that stuff. But we have to start faster. That's a positive for us because our offense is pretty dang good for the most part, right? If we're on, we can score. So it's hard for people to keep up with us per se. If you're like a slower ground and pound offense, if we can jump up early, then we can keep kind of going. But if it's 2 different styles of football, right? Like ALA did an amazing job in the semifinals a couple years ago where they just ground and pound 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards, 4th and 1, they get it. 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards, 4th and 1, they get it. It's such a hard offensive stop. So it's really starting off faster, like we've been talking about, which we haven't done, which is maybe that's our Achilles heel right now. But we're harping that, kind of doing some quick start stuff in offense. To start, I always like my biggest thing is I like to take the ball too. And it's one of those things where I've read the analytics. I'm not a big analytics guy, but and correct me if I'm wrong. If anybody wants to Google me, I'm sure Robert will or somebody if I'm wrong, just because I talked about the Bears. But if I think the analytics say the first team to score wins 76% of the games.
Really?
Well, the last 2 games we were the second team to score. So
You're
our
screwing
numbers
everything
by
up.
chance-
You're screwing up analytics.
I know, but maybe the numbers are in our favor now. So maybe we can get the ball again and see what's going on. But it's just one of those things where we do got to start quicker. We're harping it this week. We had, which is probably a bad thing, we had probably our best practice all year yesterday. It was great. Starting to hit a little bit more tackling drills, introduce that a little bit more. So it's hopefully we start fast. I guess that's the shortest answer to the longest answer.
So as you're preparing for this week, talking about it in the spring and the summer and early in the season, how's this playoff thing going to work? It's weird. It's like nobody really knows exactly what's happening and all. Has it been pretty smooth? You find out last Friday or Friday night who you're playing, and it's just it's your 10th game.
Yep. Well, I feel like it was one of those things where Coach Peters and I felt like we had a feeling we'd be playing each other this week 10 when it was week 1, right? So he's the head coach at ALA. So he is it's played out. Actually, I'm gonna give the AIA some credit. Like I'm a credit guy to the AIA. I don't beat them up too much. I think it worked out pretty well. It kind of makes it a little bit more exciting. I don't necessarily know if I don't like the no bye week throughout the year for small schools. I think that's a tough thing for small rosters, but I think what they wanted is working out. You got Santan playing St. John's. Veritas has Glendale Prep. We have ALA. Like there's good matchups in week 10. So everything does matter going into the playoffs. Now, little bit more pressure, but that's why we do this, right? I don't mind it. It might not be my favorite, but I just don't like change. So that's probably why I don't like it right now.
Okay, so just explain to our viewers. You win, obviously, you're going to be the number 1 seed, and you get a bye. How many teams get a bye, number 1? How many teams get a bye?
I see. Listen, okay, so
Are there 8?
You see, that's okay. So this is crazy. So I've read that the top 8 seeds get a bye
Because there's 24 teams that make the playoffs. So
yeah, so 16 teams would start that first week,
Yes.
and then 8 teams get a bye. But then I don't know if Obert or something, or I don't know where I saw it again. Someone said only 5 teams, and that didn't add up to me.
It's 5.
Go ahead. Yes,
It's 5.
Is it 5?
Mm-hmm. According to the AIA, it's 5.
Make sense?
no, that doesn't make any sense.
That's where I guess. So my confusion lies in that. So
Well,
if
the
you
odd
win
number
these
is what
games, no
doesn't
matter
make
what,
sense.
Yeah.
because if you win, okay, I know what it is. I figured it out on screen.
Yeah,
at
look,
this.
I
at
saw
this.
that mind churning.
These 5 games, whoever wins this game gets the automatic bid. Then the other 3 highest teams ranked, I bet, get the other bye.
You got it exactly
make
right.
sense?
Yep. The top 8.
Boom!
So
Look at that.
basically,
That's where this master's.
Yeah.
I have a master's degree. I just used it for the first time in my life. I just used it for the first
well, the
time
way
in my
they
life.
phrase it is the top 8 seeds receive a first round bye, is what they
So
say
technically
here.
that's what
But
it
the
is.
winner of each of the 5 region crossover games played in Week 10 earns the automatic playoff berth. And then, so if you don't win this weekend, you'll still get a bye because you're one of the top ranked teams still.
Yeah, I don't think we'll drop it. We won't drop to like 9,
No,
right?
exactly.
Or we won't drop. You could.
You won't
what
drop
if you
to
dropped
5,
What if
right? Or
Glendale
something like
Prep
that.
wins? What if Glendale Prep wins and they kick Veritas down and say ALA beats us?
Yeah.
Like we could end up. Who freaking knows? Actually, I guess it's fun. This
Hey,
is
you
for
know
the
what?
people, not for
The
coaches.
easiest way to figure things out is just keep
Just
winning,
win, right?
Just keep
I'd say-
winning.
It's gonna be so hard. I'm telling you. Here we go. It's cutting time now.
Yeah.
It's LA's tough.
Well, I mean, the other side of it is, I mean, if you think about it, your playoffs started the way that this happened to work. Camp Verde was for a region championship that you ended up getting, right? You ended up being able to kind of win that game handily. But your playoffs started 2 weeks ago against Phoenix Christian, right? So you've ramped it up instead of having it be the opposite way going into this game, then going into the playoffs. So, you guys should be all ready to go here for the playoffs. And I saw one of your players, I don't remember who it was, put his stats out. He said, I finished the regular season with these stats, which I went, well, it's not the end of the race. But I was like, all right, well, he's in playoff mode. He's thinking
That's what
playoff.
Sean asked me. He's like, do I put my regular season highlights out, or do we wait for one more game? And I go, look at it this way. I go, if we lose this one, we're not out of the playoffs. So you can look at it however you want. That's how I'm going to look at this, right?
Right.
So it's like, it's when you go in, it's almost like how they do it in college, right? If you go play your championship, the
Yeah.
Big 12 champion, what all that stuff, like if you lose, you still move on, but it's very playoff-y. It is definitely a playoff game. It's a huge, there's huge things tied to it.
Okay, so let's talk about a couple of your guys. Obviously, Sean, we really haven't talked a whole lot about your vision for him back 2 years ago when you took him from being my left tackle and you moved him to quarterback. In your wildest imagination, did you think that he would grow into what he is? And be honest, don't give me the Sheehan. I saw
Can I be
it.
completely honest? Like, hey, I wasn't even a Boy Scout, but I'm gonna say Scout's honor. I'm gonna say this right now. I did think he had all the tools and the intelligence to be able to do it. Do I think that it's always possible or always going to pan out that way? No, but I felt like he had the tools. Like, so just kind of seeing him play like playground. What made me feel this way is after every practice, he would go and just throw the ball around and run around, and they'd kind of like, he'd roll out and he'd do this, and he made all these freaking great throws. Now, that doesn't mean you can hit him on time. It doesn't mean you can do anything like that, but he just had this weird little athleticism to him. And even when you see him run the ball, he's not the fastest, but he's a savvy little runner. Like, he makes good runs. He can cut up the field. He doesn't run low enough, that's for sure. But he does have, like these weird quick feet for a bigger guy. So I would like to say yes, but that's why I moved him there. But I didn't, I don't ever want to say I don't think he's be this good because I had the confidence in him the whole time, and we have a good staff to be able to help mold him and get there. And he's worked separately with other guys and done camps. But I think I'm just very like, we're lucky that it's worked out the way it has, or you know what I mean, or he's taken ownership on it. And I think when you give kids opportunity, a lot more kids can do it than we even think about because they get put in these like, this is what you're playing for the rest of your life as a middle school kid. And if you give them a chance, I think there's a lot of kids that can do a lot of different things, especially at our level.
Continue that trend there. I mean, Dom Dickerson, another great game for him. The thing that's amazed me about him, he's the basketball kid, right? That came over. I want to make sure I have but I mean, Sean hit him with a couple throws that he was just able to get around the defender. Defenders were making good plays. He was just able to shed him that one stiff arm on the one long play, get him the ball in the outfield, right, or in the field there. And then of course you got Everett Salazar doing what he does there with the running game, especially as you get closer down to the end zone. Isaiah Steffen from that side. Look at these stats here, right? Receiving last game, 9 receptions for Dom, 78 yards. Steffen had 3 catches, 102 yards from that side. Then you got Olafson, 1 catch for 51 yards. Oh, yeah.
Steffen, 3 catches, 102 yards, 3 touchdowns. Yeah. All 3 catches were touchdowns.
Yeah, it is.
Go ahead, keep going.
Your passing game has been the shocker because I know talking to you earlier in the season, you were kind of excited to see what the running game would come into. And it's not like you're passing a ton, right? I know you're passing more now than you were earlier in the season. But your passing game has really become, a quick strike offense, at least for big yardage, and things to that effect. So, I mean, as a whole with that passing side with the receivers and everybody, just talk about how that's come to fruition.
Everybody always tags me as a run first coach, right? So there was a quarterback kid or something. There was somebody that asked me about something, and I guess there was a couple other coaches were like, "Oh, you don't want to go there. All he does is run the ball," right? So I heard that. I heard that that's my MO, and I would actually say I'm probably the opposite. I'm a 50-50 guy. Whatever's working is what's working, and whatever's the strength of your team. And I think the way we've been able to throw the ball and the way Sean's been able to spin the ball and the offensive line's giving him time, I think you got to put the ball in the air. Like if you have great athletes, spread the ball around. If you look at our stats, look at the wide receiver stats. Nobody has like 1,200. Everybody's got like 500, 500, 500, 10, 9, 7, 6 touchdowns. And then Kyle Olafson, who's 6'4", he had another, he's got 4 touchdowns. He's got like 39-yard average or something. Like the ball is spread around and we have good athletes. It's really just being able to hit the spots and the completion. If we get our completion percentage up a little bit, we're going to be real hard to beat. I think Sean's around 66. Maybe I'm a little bit low, but if we can get that up a little bit, we can spread the ball around so much. It's awesome. And our run game, I trust Everett and Martine and everybody to run the ball too.
Talk about Everett.
Well, I said really quick here, just in the terms of Sean, how, he had such a great game there. I mean, did you rip him for that back throw interception where he threw behind the receiver for the touchdown, or what was up with that? Sorry. Dale.
He's got 30 touchdowns and 3 picks, so he doesn't do it often, but it was like, it was a little bit of a bonehead play, let's call it, because we call the play, Dom's open in the flat, like take the money. What we always say is take the money, right? Give the easy stuff, let the athletes be athletes in space. He kind of had predetermined, he liked to throw that stuff backside. He had predetermined what he was going to do. They had a single high, or they had a high safety and a guy, they were doubling the backside. And he predetermined, he rolled out and he didn't even look to the left. He looked backside the whole time, turns, throws it. And if he throws a little bit better ball, it's probably a touchdown, but he kind of threw it behind him a little bit. If he throws it, a little bit closer to the goalpost, it's probably a touchdown. But I think he predetermined, he was bummed. We let it go. We don't harp on it too long. I mean, the kid's 30 touchdowns and 3 interceptions is pretty good.
Well, you could tell when a quarterback knows they did a boneheaded thing. I was watching, our angle, I was able to see him in my vision. I mean, he let that ball go and he instantly went, before it was even down there.
He does. I guarantee that's exactly what he did. He shows a little bit of emotion out there, which is good, but he definitely he was pretty bummed, and he takes the weight of the world on him. We just try to take the weight off.
Yep.
You
Sorry,
know,
go ahead,
we
Dale.
gotta-
No. To talk a little bit about Everett, the season he's had. I assume that he's healthy and all that. Talk about the impact that he's made. And is he a kid that can go on from and play at the next level?
I wholeheartedly think that kid can play on the next level. He's one of the toughest dudes pound for pound that I've coached in 25 years. He's a awesome attitude, gives you everything he has at all times. Like great leader. You know what I mean? He's a vocal leader and he leads by example. He hits like a Mack truck when you give him a chance. Like I think that's the one thing I could probably get frustrated with him about. He probably tries to have too much contact instead of just scoring every once in a while. So last game we said, hey, maybe look to the hole instead of look to the chest of the other guy and get a little bit more yards, right? So I think that's probably the only thing I could give him like a little bit of like a coaching on right there. Not only coaching, but there's a couple schools that are looking at him already. There's a couple schools that really like him. There's 3 that are like I think prepared to offer him right now. The kid is awesome. He runs the ball so hard.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to hit him. I'm much larger than that kid. And I think if he put his helmet in my chest, I think that hurts. But I think he's a heck of a football player, great attitude, and he's got a chance to play the next level.
16 carries, 93 yards in that game, 2 touchdowns as well for Everett Salazar. And I mean, the offense is just a well-oiled machine, which then brings us to kind of the contrast of what you're facing. I guess, I said when you played Phoenix Christian, I said Phoenix Christian plays that wing T, but I used the term they play it softer than Lutheran Academy does. It didn't look as physical. It didn't look, there was a lot of eye candy involved. Whereas Arizona Lutheran, at least when I saw them 2 years ago, they were just hard hitters, right? And they created the holes to run through. So, I mean, talk about Arizona Lutheran Academy coming up on Friday night.
I mean, like I said, Coach Peters got them dialed in. They've been doing the same thing since Dale was in diapers. I'm telling you right now. So it's like they've been doing this offense for so long. They're so well oiled. They rep it so much, right? And what's repetition creates close to perfection. And the more they do this, the later they get in the season, it's ball control. It's good. Like they're good. They're going to come hit you in the mouth. They're going to be prepared to play. They're extremely well coached. They got a couple big kids, number 4 and number 44, gigantors. So they're big kids that play D tackle and in their backfield. Quarterback's really good. They've got a good offensive line, a couple good tight ends too. I know their strength program is good over there too, because they all got pretty good size to them too. But I think it's a heck of a matchup this week for sure. I think that's why we're one of the spotlight games, which I don't really want to be in anymore until maybe we get to the top if we can get there again. But I'm tired of the nonsense, just all the extras,
So tell me this, because I've always said when you have an anomaly as an offense, and wing T's an anomaly in football today. Everybody's spreading things out and all that. I've always said the hardest thing to do is try to emulate and practice scout team, even to come close to the speed that you're going to see on Friday night. Having played Phoenix Christian, had to do something. Have you been able to get better looks? Because I just know we've done the best. Balls on the ground, pitch is bad.
It's like
people running at each other.
It's so hard to emulate. Yes, and that's why it's so hard, right? And it's like you play the spread, you go in, you spread. Like so, we played a power team and a spread team, and back to a power team. So it's like it is hard to prepare each week and prepare for something like this. When you have a short week to prepare, it's tough. It is definitely tough to prepare against an offense like this. But we're trying our best on scout. I'm telling you that right now. We're trying our best on scout. We're up to the line. We know they're going to switch up their snap count. That's something that killed us last week. So we're worried about like switching up the snap count, getting off the ball, playing good defense, filling our gaps, tackling, team tackling. But I think I don't even know what your question was. But the more I think,
are you getting a decent? Are you able to get a decent look in practice?
We're trying. Yeah. We're trying. And it doesn't matter how good you can try to emulate it. These boys won't know till they get hit by it in the first quarter. Right. That's the truth. And we tell them all the time, it's like that first drive is huge because these offenses like this, they score so often in that first drive because it's so hard to defend. Then you can kind of settle into it and kind of figure out what they're doing a little bit. I'm not saying you can figure it out, but their first drive is always so hard. And you can try to emulate it as much as possible, but once you get hit by it, it's such a different animal come game time.
How do you work on the eye discipline for that defensive line, especially because like Phoenix Christian, that ball, it almost looked like it was being given to like 7 different guys, but it wasn't before it finally got to the person that had it last there. So how do you focus on that in practice with that eye, that eye simulator? Is it just tucking that ball away and everybody's got to find it, or what?
I think it's you don't even follow the ball, you follow the blockers, right? So you do your job, you follow the blockers, don't follow the ball, and eventually you'll be able to tell the guy with the ball once you get to that spot. So as long as you do your job, defensive ends, linebackers, all that stuff, anybody blitzing in the A's, any of that kind of stuff, eyes up, you follow the blockers, you'll find the ball, right? For the most part. And then we make sure we try to like be athletic enough to be able to run anything down because they're going to hit you with some stuff, real stuff, quick stuff in the middle. I know we run a 4-man front, so they're going to try to trap us a decent amount of wedges in the middle, try to get some quick stuff. But you just got to follow the blockers, find the ball. That's what's first in that order.
All right, so a lot of talk about their offense. Give us some tidbits about their defense and what you expect to see Friday night.
It's freaking just as good, right? So it's just as good. They fly around the ball, tough kids, athletes all over the place. Their defensive line is pretty dang big. Camp Verde's was big. I would say these two individuals, 4 and 44, are just as big, if not bigger, and maybe a little bit more athletic than a couple of kids. Maybe not all of Camp Verde, but maybe a couple of them. But these kids get off the ball. They get off. They're super aggressive. They got real good defensive ends. Linebackers are stout. Secondary is good. They rally to the ball. They're a fun team to watch when you're not playing them because they hustle, they hit, they do all the little things well, which wins football games.
How do
Look
you?
at all this positivity. Look at all this positivity. It's great. Yeah.
How do you, going back to the offense here, is there a way to train for this? Because I said like during Phoenix Christian, they took out that first half was like a really quick first half because they just had the ball for a long time. Then you guys kind of got them to a position where they had to start throwing it. ALA's not going to just start winging this ball around like Phoenix Christian did. Usually they stick to their program and keep these games close, etc. Is there a way to prepare your offense to get into a rhythm if they're just not going to be out there consistently? Meaning, they might go out there, even if you go down and score and have a long drive, you might not be out there for another, like you said, 6, 7, 8 minutes to go back out there, limiting your opportunities. And I think back to that playoff game, same type of a situation. You guys eventually threw over the top and caught them off guard, for the game-winning touchdown there. But, it's hard to get into rhythm on the offensive side. And then on the other side, they wear your defense down, with those long drives. Well, your defensive guys are also your offensive guys from that perspective. So how are you getting ready for that for this weekend?
That's a great question. It just gave me an idea for practice. So I literally,
sorry guys.
Well, usually I like on Tuesdays, I like a scrimmage style practice and we'll kickoff return. Like we're literally running it like a game. I might do it to where the offense is off the field a little bit more. If we've got a lull right in the middle of water break, I might blow a whistle and we have to run a team O play or something like that, or something kind of sudden change type thing after a while, just sitting around. So I think that's a great question. And I think you gave me an idea for practice to kind of switch it up a little bit because I don't like to be the same because no game's the same. So I kind of switch my practices up with the flow. So I think I like that idea of like automatically, even if we're in a different drill, if we're in the middle of individual defense, I can just blow the whistle, get a quick 4 plays of offense, then go back to individual. It could help out a little bit just from there to go.
It's an amazing thing to watch, and I noticed it with, like I said, Phoenix Christian that first half, and I even said it to your dad at halftime. So I come down and talk to him, and I was like, man, I don't know how many more opportunities you have in this game as an offense to get out there and things to that perspective. So it's challenge. I wish you. That's why you make the big bucks, right?
Oh yeah, the big bucks.
I got to see your boy, your mentor George Pelock last Friday.
Oh yeah.
He said he heard your comment about the scoreboard. He said they're going to put in.
Oh yeah, what did he do?
Said they're going to put in 5.
He said
they're going to put in more lights. Said no way SA is going to have more lights in their scoreboard than Notre Dame does.
Did you tell him that? Did he say something or no?
I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't.
I did tag you though on your scoreboard.
Yeah.
I kind of want to. Dude, it was funny. We were playing the other day, and the game's over, and I just heard so many comments about the scoreboard, like from the other teams, man. It actually cracks me up and it makes me happy that they hate it.
Yeah.
Why would you hate a
Uh,
TV? Like,
I
what's the point of
yeah,
hating
I
it?
can't
You know what I
believe
mean?
Richard Ober put something out, and I was just being surly, at the beginning of the game. I'm just
Yeah.
like, ah. So I put out there, and I was like, Richard, obviously, because he said somebody has like one of the best scoreboards. Like, Richard obviously hasn't seen the new scoreboard at SEA.
Okay,
And then he
good,
like
good.
responded, he goes,
Well, it
I've
wasn't
seen
working
it.
for that freaking first Pima game. It was not working. It was missing like
Yeah, you
10
had the other.
panels.
Yeah, you had the other one out there because I said Richard hasn't seen the new one. It wasn't up and running for the first game. He
Yeah,
responded and goes, I've
so
seen it,
frustrating.
but I was just like, what did I do? I'm just being a
So
butthead.
that first game, did you have to do like Graham's flag football games? Did you have the little things you flip the
Yeah,
numbers
just like
over?
we were prepared to do that. I would have done it myself. Just flip the little numbers, and if I'm in charge, who knows what the score would have been for sure. Too.
I mean, the scoreboard's nice because like a couple times I looked down. I sit on the far end of the stands there, and I looked over and I could see third and whatever, on the 12-yard line.
Crazy.
Most high school scoreboards, I cannot read that stuff, and I have no idea what's going on down there.
All those
So
light
it's fun.
bulbs. All those
We are
light bulbs.
We got all those lights. Yeah, all those light bulbs. The little mini. And Max, the freaking kicker, rocketed one off it yesterday. Like shanked
No.
it, and rocketed off him. And he just looks directly at me like it's like mine, right? And I'm just like, and one of the kids was like, "Hey, what if a team was like purposely trying to hit it?" I go, "I will have Huddle Focus on, and I will send them a bill. That's what I'll do. So if there's a kid that's purposely just kicking them off of it, then I will send them a bill for it, whatever it costs." I was just joking. but it's
Your
just like,
scoreboard is awfully close to the field. If there's any crash, a field goal kicker shanks one, it's going to go right into
Yeah.
it there. But
Max's tuition just went up. Yep.
well, hey, you got to take off because you got to get down there and get the team ready for Friday night's game
I do.
down there at ALA. So good luck to you. We'll talk to you next week, and hopefully we'll be discussing a bye week coming up, obviously for that first round of the playoffs.
Don't jinx it. You said about the freaking rain too, and you were wrong about the rain. So stop it. So no more jinxing, no more talking like that. Come on.
All right. Well, Coach, I hope
Come
you
on,
go and
Batman.
lose, and I hope you have to play in the first round of the playoffs. Is that better?
Yes, hey, that's
All
what
right.
I'm looking for.
All right, good
Just
luck to
be
ya.
like everybody else. Be like everyone else.
Good luck.
We'll see you next week, Mike.
Appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
I see. And I've never had somebody yell at me for being positive before, Dale. I'm usually not like
Well, I
that.
was going to say that's usually not your MO, and he probably caught him off guard.
Come on back, folks. The main event. Dale's still confused on the ranking system, and so am I, but I'm just going off of what I'm reading here.
Yeah, because
Top 8 seeds get a bye.
Okay, but
Just go with
I
that.
don't understand the top 5 thing.
No,
They
because
don't
there's
get
5
anything extra
cross-region games this weekend.
between number 1 seeds.
Number 1 seed. So, so basically, those 5 regional games set up the playoffs with the bye, the rankings, and stuff to that effect.
Because there's going to be a couple of those games where maybe a team that's in the PowerPoint rankings not getting a bye, but if they win, they'll get a bye.
They can get pushed up into a bye
yeah.
if they win. That's fact. So I know it's confusing. I don't get it either. It's even going to be worse with 6A and all that stuff. But but it is how it goes. But I mean, this game goes to seeding regardless, right? And to that effect. So basically, like you said, just win, and then they'll tell you where to go after that. And I would argue, since there is no buys in 2A, I'm wondering. This is what I'm wondering. I didn't want to bring it up to Mike yet. I'll bring it up next week. But do you want to buy in that first round? You haven't had a buy all year. There's no buys in 2A this year.
Mm-hmm.
None at all. You just play the season. Could that be detrimental to you if you get your first bye week?
No.
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 You're just used to playing?
Again, after playing for 10 straight weeks at this level, I think you could definitely use that to your advantage. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Plus,
the rust side is what I'm worrying about. Guys start focusing a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think so. Plus, that means you have 2 games at home.
Yep.
Especially if
you
you're
would
top
have
4
one.
seed. If you're top 4 seed.
Yes. One. Well, you'd have one game at home, and then it goes to the semifinals.
No, because remember,
there's five. There's 5 playoff rounds.
So the first week.
You
get your bye, but that's going to be number 9 through 24 points.
Yes. And then you would get the home game the next week.
And so then it just goes down to 16. So then it will be just like the last couple of years.
Oh, so it'd be two. It would
two
be
home
2
games,
homes, and then you go to
then you go.
Yeah, math's not my strong point.
No, well, Dobson.
Just make it 8. Let's just go from there 8, and we move on.
Make it 4. If you're top 4, just make it 4.
I just don't get what's
if you're top 2, just make it 2.
Yeah, please. Just we have to do this for the Dobsonites out there, types of things. A couple other things here. We got to close out the show here. We'll get into NFL stuff and college football stuff here. Kenny Dillingham talked yesterday as well. But before we get to that, World Series is coming up on Friday. The Angels hired a gentleman as their manager. They, of course, got rid of Ron Washington, blew out their GM as well. A team underperforming, making changes, Dale. What a concept that's out there around Major League Baseball. What a freaking concept. Well, they hired an ex-catcher for them as well, Kurt Suzuki, as their next manager. What is with the trend? He last played for them in 2022. He's been a special assistant to the GM, Perry Minasian, there for the Angels. What's with this trend of hiring people with no managerial experience? None whatsoever at any level. Why?
Yeah.
Just because you play doesn't make you a good manager. We found that out.
You have to have certain qualities. And again, that's why. Now, again, Suzuki, not a Hall of Famer. He's not.
He was a good catcher, though.
Good catcher. Obviously played in the major leagues.
Yeah.
But those kind of guys, the one thing I read earlier this week, I'm going to forget the percentage now, but it's fairly high that catchers are being hired. Former catchers are being hired.
Well, the reason why, you saw that Ross was hired by the Cubs. Of course, didn't do anything. He made the playoffs the first year, I think, right? And then 2020, and then flamed out, and then that's why they had to go get what's his name from Milwaukee. Catchers make sense because they run, but they're taking more and more of that away from catchers now. So is that going to continue to happen? The interesting thing about this Angels hire is, if you're going to hire a player with no managerial experience, it's going to be a catcher, I guess is what I would say, because they have to know the whole lineup, where guys move, etc. But they offered the job and he accepted it to Kurt Suzuki. They wanted Albert Pujols as the manager, and those talks fell through. Look at this. It's just stop allowing U of A guys to control things. Robert Sarver, the owner of the Angels, big U of A grads, big U of A guys. Just let's stop giving responsibility to Arizona Wildcat people.
Why does
it's just not working out?
Why does it seem like everybody that went to U of A is rich?
It's not working out.
Huh?
It's not working out. Well, it's obviously not because of their managerial prowess and how they can run companies. That's obviously not the case.
So how would you feel if the Diamondbacks But I just all these names have just went blank. It went blank on you too because you're saying that guy that's in Chicago.
Artie
now.
Moreno. Oh yeah, that's well, because I'm not thinking.
Yeah,
baseball
I mean,
right
I'm just saying. My mind went blank. But if the Diamondbacks fired their manager,
now. Yeah, with a pipe dream.
what's his name?
Torey Lovullo.
Torey Lovullo. Say they fired him to make you happy, and then a week later they go, we're hiring Suzuki as our manager.
I'd go, what are you doing? I'd say the same thing I'm doing now.
Right. So
I'd say this is why the Angels don't win these decisions by the U of A graduated owner, Artie Moreno.
they just know how to make money.
He's a fantastic owner in everything but baseball. He's got the lowest concession prices.
Oh, yeah.
Ticket prices are cheap to get in. He cannot run a baseball team to save
Or hire
his
the
life.
right guy to run it
exactly.
for him. Yeah.
No, I would say the same thing I'm saying about the Angels right now. This is why you aren't good. These decisions are why you're not good. I would rip them even harder if it was Albert Pujols as the manager. Like, what are you doing? How does that even make sense?
No, that does not make sense.
It's just what is happening out there. It's just striking me as we're seeing this trend more and more. They're moving away from the older baseball generation that manages by their guts, still has success. We saw a lot of those guys relieved of their duties this year, and we're seeing the trend here too. Now Suzuki's 42 years old. I just looked it up. So, he's not a spring chicken, but he played 16 years in the majors, but we're seeing more and more move to this side. I just don't get it, man. Don't you want some experience in managerial side? Because let's face it, catchers run the offense, right? They can position guys. They call pitches a lot of times.
Yeah.
Or the defense. They do all of that stuff. They're basically a manager on the field, but they're not doing that other stuff managers have to do.
No, they're not.
Politics
No,
side
they're
and
not
everything.
pinch hitting. They're not. Running. Giving. But
Letting a guy, miss a game, your star player miss a game after the All-Star break, and
wow.
you're
I
not
really
doing that
thought.
stuff.
I really thought for Wednesday that on our way out that you'd probably play that Jonathan Gannon press conference from yesterday, where he was asked about are there going to be any changes.
I'm tired of Jonathan Gannon talking. There's no changes coming, Dale. None at all. Why play it when all he says is I'm happy with the way everything is right now. Everything's going so great here right now that why would we change anything, Dale?
You should put a Kenny Dillingham.
So you said that
Next
yesterday,
year.
and last night I was like, I should sit down and do that because I have obviously a lot of the clips,
Right.
and I'm like, you know what? I need to sit down and spend the 20 minutes, 30 minutes it'll take me to do that. I should sit down and do that and just have it be like a 2-minute deal where Kenny's like, I called 19 of my friends in coaching and asked them how they dealt with it. And then Gannon goes, yeah, we're doing everything great here. I wouldn't override anybody.
You going to have any changes? No.
It's just, I'm tired of it. I'm just tired of it. I watched it and I just literally was like, all right, done with it. It is amazing. And I said it yesterday with Bruce Cooper. I said, it is amazing how part of the reason why I'm turning on Jonathan Gannon and that coaching staff is because of Kenny Dillingham and the way Kenny's doing it. It's making me turn on Gannon and them a lot faster than I probably would have.
I mean, even Kenny yesterday, specialties wise, well, how you get it fixed? Well, obviously, we're going to practice a little bit different. Guess what? I'm fully involved now.
Yes.
We're changing things. And the week before, yeah, we weren't physical enough. That's on me.
Yeah, I was too soft on my guys.
You haven't heard Jonathan Gannon once go, yeah, our sputter in offense or our lack of physicality up front.
Yeah.
I take responsibility for that.
Nope.
And we're gonna get it fixed.
Yep. I know all plays go. I know all plays that happen, and I'm okay with them all. Really, you're okay with every play call that he calls. Really, you're going to tell us that right now?
4th and 2 and a quarter yards, and you're going to run a quarterback sneak.
It's just. I'm turning on Gannon. Now, thank God it's a bye week, so we won't hear from him again until Monday. So, whew, thank God on that. Really quick, since you brought up Kenny Dillingham, you brought up Jordan Tyson yesterday. He's probably out. He's rated as doubtful in yesterday's deal. We've known it. He gritted it out, played the rest of that game with quite frankly, folks, a torn hamstring out there.
Not torn.
Well, we don't know how bad it is. They haven't said. They haven't said.
No, torn is surgery.
All right. Well, ripped it. It's shredded. out there. But Kenny Dillingham talked about Jordan Tyson yesterday after practice. Let's hear what he has to say. Pay attention to when he catches himself as well. Kenny Dillingham.
I mean, Jordan battled through, two different, cramps, tears, whatever, things, and made a big time play in the biggest moment of the game, and that's just a testament. That's a guy who's going to probably be the first wide receiver taken in the draft, and he's battling for his team. What NFL team wouldn't want that kid who battled through that? He wasn't thinking about his personal career. He was thinking about winning that football game for his teammates. And if that's not somebody that you want on your football team, I don't know what is. I mean, Jordan battled.
So two things. One, he's exactly right. Those are the kids that Kenny Dillingham wants here.
Yep.
But did you hear that? He fought through all those cramps, tears, whatever he had, and moved on.
Sounded like it was more than one thing.
I do think at the beginning it was a cramp. The way they were stretching him out, the way he went down on the field in the end zone, and they were stretching him out. I watched him go to the sideline, and he was stretching it like crazy.
Yeah.
So I do think at first it was a cramp. Now, did it move into something else? But being doubtful this week, he's not playing this weekend. If you're doubtful today, you're not playing this weekend, which means that somebody else has to step up here on that passing game against Cincinnati. Cincinnati's got a good passing defense.
Is it Houston?
I'm sorry, Houston, not Cincinnati. Houston. Where to get Cincinnati from?
Houston coming off a big win. Maybe they'll have a letdown.
Well, they didn't win by more last week because they were looking ahead to Arizona State.
Did they rush the field in Houston after they beat the
Are you
Wildcats?
saying they shouldn't have rushed? Okay, really quick. $50,000 fine. Don't care. Whatever ish, you can afford it. Even though they claim
That's how
they
much it
can.
was? 50?
$50,000. Yeah. No SEC. It's like $100,000 for
Yeah.
the first time. Did you see the video of that Texas Tech guy having that photographer there? And the amount of people. Now I get Texas Tech fans being stupid idiots because they're from Lubbock and they're just stupid idiots, right? They're not the smartest fans on the planet. Look how upset they are about not being able to throw tortillas on the field. Like, get a life, guys.
It's a tradition,
It-
Steve.
It's a tradition dating all the way back to the 1990s, Dale.
Yeah.
It hasn't been going on since the 40s, like the cowbells at Mississippi State. Literally, some dude was like, "I'm so bored of Lubbock. I'm taking some tortillas to the game, and I'm just going to throw them." And everybody went, well, "Great idea. Let's do that." But did you see the Texas Tech guy having that photographer that was taking pictures of the Texas Tech guys going off the field by the neck? Had to be separated by coaches and his teammate coming off the field as the fans rushed it. A photographer, and that's a professional photographer, because I see a lot of people, especially the Texas Tech guys, who are, never had anything good in their life, except Mike Leach at one point. But even then, those teams were terrible. They couldn't even win with Patrick Mahomes. That's how bad Texas Tech has been for a lot of years. They had the best quarterback ever on their team, and they still couldn't win jack crap. Anyway, I digress. But the amount of so forget about the Texas Tech fan. The amount of people here in the Valley, influencers and guys that are like, "Oh, I'm all about Arizona sports," and then they got tired of going to games, and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to 150 games," and then they're not. Those guys, those types of people, saying it does not a good look for both sides. I don't care what the photographer was doing. As a player, you cannot go up to him and grab him by the neck and do all that stuff. What world do you live in where you say this isn't a good look for everybody? As a player, you cannot go up to somebody who's doing their job and grab them by the neck, folks. I don't know what world you live in. It's not a good look for either sides. You're not an Arizona fan if you're blaming the photographer for that moment.
He wasn't,
At
and
that time.
the kid wasn't going to hug him?
No, it wasn't a hug.
Oh.
No, he had his big old football mitts around that guy's neck. The guy's face was all. That's a 25. That guy's done Super Bowls. That guy's been everywhere. You see him everywhere taking professional pictures for sporting events. That isn't just some punk kid out there, with a cell phone. That's not me out there with my cell phone. That's a professional guy out there. And for people here locally to be like, "Oh, it's not a good look for either side." You guys are idiots and morons for saying that. Just go be Texas Tech fans. You can be idiot and morons with them out there because they run their mouth. "Oh, Arizona State's never won anything." It's funny coming from you in Lubbock.
At least we lose in Tempe.
That's what I said. One guy said that, and I go. He was like giving stats, and I go. The only stat that matters is we don't have to go back to Lubbock after the game. And he goes, your mom. Speaking of idiots,
So real quick,
Yep.
did you for any split second say, "Hey, Dad, I'm going to go rush the field. I'll be back"?
no, I did not.
Not even for 1
No,
second.
never. Even when I went to school, I never. And I went to school with those big upsets where the field goals were being paraded down Mill Avenue. Remember those days
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything?
You never.
I was there
climbed-
for that.
You
I was
never
there.
Climbed a goalpost.
Never. No, nor would I. I also don't boo and stuff like that. I'm not a traditional dude. I don't want to be around that many people. Even back then, I've always been a little.
Yeah, I've never
different when
been
it
a
comes to people.
booer.
Yeah, I'll do it like jokingly sometimes, like "Boo, you idiot," like joking around with everybody else.
But that's at McDonald's. At the drive-through.
Speaking of idiots and morons, let's go professional ranks here. It's just like I said, just sometimes, just be glad. Like say what you want about Michael Bidwell. At least he doesn't go hunt for the microphones and have a weekly press conference with people after the games. And is Dak your MVP? Well, he's my MVP. He's so great. My eyes can't get as buggy as Jerry Jones.
Well, you're not at 92.
I haven't had that much face work where my eyes stick out. But Michael Bidwell doesn't do that stuff. Woody Johnson gets caught in the hotel there of the owners' meetings going on right now, and they ask him, "Hey, Woody, your team sucks again as an owner. And what are you gonna do to fix it? What about Aaron Glenn? You gonna fire that guy?" Well, here's Woody Johnson and his thoughts on that.
What's your confidence level in Aaron to turn it around?
Well, it looks like he's turning around parts of it. It's hard when you have a quarterback with, with a rating that we got. He has the ability, but something just is not jiving. But if you look at any head coach with a quarterback like that, you're going to see similar results if you go across the league. You have to play consistently with, at that position, and that's what we're going to try to do for the remainder of the season.
So what gives you hope then? What gives you hope?
I just think defense, special teams are doing better. The defense is pretty good, and if we can just complete a pass, it would look good. We got to complete some passes. You got to convince them that you can do something. Otherwise, it's hard to have have a game that you could win.
What do you say to the fans who've lost hope? I know it's early.
He literally just Justin Fields didn't see that bus coming. Burp, burp. Coming
Well,
through.
you could tell about 5 words into that. He's saying, "What the hell am I doing answering these questions?"
He said it, and then you saw that hesitation.
Like, oh, what am I doing? I go get a filet,
Why are you guys allowed in this lobby right now to talk to me? Where's
have
my
a glass
security
of
at?
wine.
It's just, what are you doing? I mean, he's not wrong. Justin Fields. But then he said it. Oh, he's got the ability, just something's not computing with him. Doesn't that mean then it's the coach? The coach isn't getting through to him? But this isn't the first time a quarterback struggled with the Jets. With Aaron Glenn, without Aaron Glenn.
Yes.
It's repeated over time. And he said it there. Look around the league, and if you have a quarterback playing like Justin Fields is, you're going to have a coach with a record of that as well. Well, look around the NFL as well. If you have an owner like Woody Johnson, well, your team's generally losing a lot of games in that time frame as well. So, Justin Fields, congratulations. You got Russell Wilson out there. What about this Peyton Manning, Russell Wilson battle
No,
going on? Those
not
guys
Peyton,
hate each
Sean.
other. Oh, Sean Payton, sorry.
Yeah.
What'd I say?
Peyton.
Oh, Peyton.
I don't think Peyton has anything against him.
I don't know. Maybe Sean, he might not like him either. But Sean Payton, man, what the heck? Throwing low. Oh, I told them I didn't expect them to. I told them not to make a change till after they played us.
Yeah, and then Russell Wilson's tweet.
Your classic is the
Hey,
classic
I
is
thought the
always-
bounty honey was over 15 years ago.
It's just, what are you doing as a head coach taking shots at a quarterback, or as an owner taking shots at a quarterback?
Your own quarterback.
Well, that case for Woody Johnson, but Sean's going after. It's just, Bo Nix is not. I'm a Bo Nix fan, but Bo Nix is not putting up numbers, folks, either.
Yeah, but they're winning.
Yeah, they are. They are from that side. Hey, we'll wrap up the show with this here. Did you see this story, Dale? Jack Nicklaus was just awarded, the golfer, the ex-golfer, the older golfer, was just awarded $50 million. He had a defamation lawsuit against his former business partners and the company that has his name attached to it.
That's kind of
Why would a Florida jury give Jack Nicklaus a $50 million defamation lawsuit win over his former business partners and the company that has his name, Dale?
false accusations, Steve. You might be able to see one coming today, too,
How
from the East Valley.
how insulting must it be to be attributed to Live Golf? Yeah, if you don't know what happened, Nicklaus challenged the allegations that he'd entertained Live Golf offers at one time. And it
Well,
came,
the word on the street was they wanted him to be the Greg Norman.
yes, they wanted him to run it.
And they supposedly offered him $750 million.
Yeah, it was an ungodly
Yeah.
amount. Yeah, and he did not have conversations with them or anything to that effect. But how anybody? You attribute me to that job? I'm like, yeah, I look at it, hey, I appreciate my name being thought about in that situation. Jack Nicklaus was so insulted that he sued the people floating it, his own business partners, and the company that bears his name. He was so insulted that how dare you attribute me to Live Golf? That's fascinating. And $50 million.
If it was
for
you or me, there wouldn't even be a consideration of talk. 750. Where to sign? Where do I sign?
But even if if my name was mentioned, even if it wasn't true, I'd be like, we'll see where the conversations go.
That's 750 million. That's a starting point.
He was so insulted that anybody dares say that he entertained Live Golf offers.
So
This
obviously
went
he
$50
doesn't
million.
have any stake in his own company.
Not anymore. He does
Yeah.
not. No, he sold it all off and everything, and got out of it, for other reasons. Sold it
Imagine
for-
that, him having
sold
a
for good
stake
money.
in his company
and then suing your
and
own
the
company.
president of the company.
That's the best part. So Nicholas versus Nicholas
Nicholas.
Companies is the company name.
Wow.
Just like that. I have $50 million back in 2021 as well. So, look, he's got a reputation because he still designs golf courses. Saudi Arabia pays him good money to design golf courses over there. He still obviously has a bunch here that he designs and, runs into that effect. But just amazing story to see there. And I wish bad things like that would happen to me. Go ahead, defame me. Somebody defame me.
I played over in Palm Springs, one of our high school golf trips, Palm Springs, and played PGA West, a Jack Nicklaus course.
I played that before.
And one of the holes has this bunker that's probably 100 yards long on the left side of the fairway. And it's probably about 10 foot below the fairway.
Mm-hmm.
So getting down in it's a pain in the neck. And I probably hit 3 shots out of there. And I actually lost my mind so much that I was cursing Jack Nicklaus back in Columbus, Ohio.
Jack Nicklaus is just enjoying it.
Yeah, he's having some sweet tea.
Yeah,
and
he's like, "Ew, what the
what
heck?
is that?
What? Ooh, I just got all tingly. His courses are not easy.
No, they're not.
they're not. I've only played a couple of them, but the ones I've played, I'm like, this is unfair at this point.
Yeah.
For what's playing there. But anyway, interesting end of the story there. Dale, tomorrow. No Uncle Lou tomorrow. Uncle Lou's coming in on Friday. Just a programming note for everybody. We've got, of course, McCollum on Business coming up at 11 o'clock here. And then Friday, big football Friday, and Uncle Lou joining us there as well. So, Dale, get out of here. Trying to look at it. Everybody else, McCollum on Business coming up 11. Don't forget, free YouTube page. Like and subscribe to that for us. Podcast system, like and subscribe to that as well. And we'll be back tomorrow, everybody. See you then. Thanks to Coach for joining us.